Lisa likes the window seat at night, the lights below that tell her she's nearly home. Then there's the lights she can't see, the runway lights we power to bring her plane safely into land. And because at Energia we also power all of Ireland's streetlights, Lisa's taxi home is that bit safer too. And no prizes for guessing who powers her house. Welcome home, Lisa. Energia, the power behind your power.
Blog Talk Radio.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Those tears are for someone else. I hear your voice on the phone. I hear you feel so alone, my baby. Oh, my baby. Please, my baby. My baby. Without any doubt, those memories, they seem so long ago. What's become of them? When you feel like me, I want you to know, don't cry, you're not alone. Don't cry tonight, my baby, don't cry, you'll always be loved. Don't cry tonight, my baby. Today I dream of friends I had before, and I wonder why. The ones who care don't call anymore. I'm feeling hurt, but you know I overcome the pain, and I'm stronger now. There can't be a fire left in the flame. Don't cry, you're not alone. Don't cry tonight, my baby, don't cry, I'll always be loved. Don't cry, oh, limousines and sticky fence, don't leave me now, 'cause I'm afraid what you've done to me is now the warmth in my bed. Hard enough, they get harder now. Even when we think that we've had enough, don't feel alone. 'Cause it's all you understand. I was sedative. Take a piece to me whenever you can. Don't cry. Don't be sorry. Not alone. Don't cry tonight, my baby. Don't cry tonight. We'll still be loved.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And once again, peace and blessings to everyone. You are listening to Epiphany Radio, the For Real Entertainment Network, sponsored again, of course, by Larry Maddox. And we want to thank him for this opportunity to be here tonight. Once again, welcome. Welcome to the Hurt Locker. We are so glad you chose to be here tonight. My name is Murder, She Wrote, and I'm with my co-host tonight, Stan The Man Phillips. How are you tonight, Stan?
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine, Holly. And I hope everybody else is doing fine out there as well.
Absolutely. You know, tonight we have a huge topic. Just like every week, we want to bring those big topics to our show. But tonight, Stan, we're going to be talking about teenage pregnancy and also abortion.
I know. We've got a couple of pretty serious topics to talk about this evening.
Yes, most definitely. So I just want to remind everyone that the Hurt Locker airs every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To listen to it, of course, you can go to blogtalkradio.com up until 11 o'clock, or you can call in to the hotline 319-527-6300, and as always, press 1 to join in on the conversation.
There you go.
That's right. So I just want to say, take your socks off, get comfortable, and enjoy the show. Here at Hurt Locker, our goal is to hit hard topics that are hard to talk about, and tonight is no different. Callers, tonight we are going to be talking about a very difficult subject, teenage pregnancy and abortion. This is a prevalent issue in our country, and we really need to address it. Today, we are not here to speak about any political or religious views, but to give callers a platform to heal through poetic therapy.
Their feelings out, you know, maybe even tell their story. But to get it out here in the open, you know, to have, like you said, to have a platform for them.
Absolutely, with no judgment and no guilt, none of that, just strictly therapy, poetic therapy, a place to be able to just release those issues.
There you go.
I think that's very important, and that's what we try to do every week here on Hurt Locker. But in getting ready for the show, Stan, I did, like previously, I wanted to get some information about teenage pregnancy, and so I was looking up, and I found on DoSomething.org that 3 in 10 American girls will get pregnant at least once before they're 20. That's nearly 750,000 teen pregnancies each year.
Yep.
Parenthood is the leading reason for teen girls to drop out of high school. More than 50% of teen mothers never graduate from high school. And about 25% of moms have a second child within the 24 months of their first baby. That's amazing.
Yes.
And I know that these are true because I know people that this happened to when I was in school. So, you know, it's just we need to get the awareness out there and get the education for these girls out there.
Yes. You know, I'll tell you what point it's at. It is considered if they're in the top 7 priorities of the CDC. Now, with all the other ailments and things going on in this world, for that to be in the top 7 tells you this is serious.
Definitely. Now, according to abort73.com, based on the latest state-level data available, approximately 882,000 abortions took place in the United States in the year 2017. In 2014, approximately 19% of all U.S. pregnancies, excluding spontaneous miscarriages, ended in abortion. The annual number of legal, I'm sorry?
What was that percentage?
19%. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And the annual number of legal induced abortions in the United States doubled between 1973 and 1979 and peaked in 1990. So there was a slow but steady decline in the 1990s, but overall, the number of annual abortions decreased by 6% between 2000 and 2009, with temporary spikes in 2002 and in 2006.
Yep.
So that's just a little bit of information.
Yes, and that's the whole point of this is to get that information out there. There has been a steady decline in both teen pregnancy and in abortion. But I think that comes mainly because of as the reduction of teen pregnancy further and further down, so did the abortion. And I think that came from the fact that, like you said, after the 1990s, we started thinking about this, and that's when we really started generating education in the schools. And parents started to be more informed. So I think with the children better informed, especially the young adults, that made headway for them to say, okay, this can be a situation I don't need to be involved with, and therefore, you know, also the idea of availability of contraceptives also contributed to that.
Absolutely, which is extremely important. You know, it's not so much that we tell them to abstain because kids are going to be kids. You need to tell them and give them the options of protection. Because not only do they need to be protected against pregnancy, but they need to be protected against any diseases that might be out there as well. So it's really, really important for these kids. And when I say kids, I mean kids. I know some have been pregnant as early as 11 years old. So to me, that you're still a baby. I mean, I know they're kids, but they're still babies at 11. And to have to go through something as traumatic as a pregnancy or even even an abortion at 11 years old or 12 or 13 or any of those ages has got to be
and understand at
horrible.
that age. And here's the terrible thing about it. At that age, from that age, 11 to 12 to 13 to 14, they're considered minors, which means they don't even have a decision in this.
Exactly.
This is the parents. This is the parents who can choose this, or
yes,
not.
and it's their bodies, but they don't have a say in what happens, whether they carry the child or whether they have an abortion. They don't have a say there. So it needs to be prevented in the first place.
And I was trying to understand why the ages 15 to 19, because usually the majority of places, once you're 18, you're considered an adult. But new research has indicated that the human brain isn't truly fully developed until you're in your mid-20s.
25.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is not only people going through all the angst and pressures of being teenagers and going through puberty, but they don't even have a fully formed brain yet to deal with this complex situation. This is a very adult situation that a very young mind is not meant to handle.
Exactly. Now, we did have a caller that wasn't able to call in. There was an issue with his phone, so he emailed me. And again, callers, we do have a new email address, so if you ever want to contact us, Stan or I, for anything or have any ideas about the show, it is epiphany.hurtlocker@gmail.com. So, and as soon as I created the email, not maybe like 10 minutes later, Stan, after you shared it, I received an email from a gentleman by the name of James Klein. I'm not sure if I said that correctly or not.
Yeah, you did it right. That's exactly the pronunciation. You did it. You nailed it. Yes.
Okay. Well, he told me that he was unable to call in with his phone company, so he asked me to read this poem for him. So I definitely want to do that first. It's an untitled poem. We wrestled in secret that no one would know. It came out weeks later when I started to show. And the velveteen voice who took me to his chamber says I should kill it, the evidence of our love. Is there anyone, the villagers mob, screaming double for my blood? Who will stand beside with what I've done and may decide to do in peace?
That's something about James. He can put a whole lot in a little bit of words.
Absolutely. When I read that, I had chills because it's true. Not only do, I don't want to say just children, but not only do the women that have made the decision to have abortions have to deal with the fact that they're having an abortion, which is a huge, huge emotional turmoil and issue for them. But they have to deal with the people outside making it such a, political and religious propagandas or, political views. And they're out there protesting, which I guess they have the right to do, but these women are having to deal with everything inside them on top of how nasty people treat them. And
oh, yes. Yes.
That poem definitely hit me.
Well, yes, and think about the mindset. And you're being walked into that place, and there those people are, yelling and screaming at you, and you don't even have a choice in the matter.
Right.
That's horrible.
It is. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That was an interesting interlude.
I don't know. Something happened to my phone. I apologize. Do you have a poem before we get started with callers?
Well, being the male end of this is sort of a take on the idea of what happens to a very young man when he finally realizes something is not going to go well. And this is basically a poem of how he reacts when he's informed that the girl he's been with is pregnant. And this is pretty much what I think a teenage boy would do, just flat out freak out. And it's called Oh Shit. Now what? What now? How'd I get here? How? Oh shit. Didn't mean for this to happen or to cause her any harm. I just thought like I was taught. It's my male rite of passage. Should have listened to my dad when he said, son, now don't forget, on dates, a condom's like a raincoat. It's there in the chance you might get wet. Dumb shit. Oh, shit. We're so young to become lovers. Thought no one would ever know. Now she's pregnant. I'm the dad. When my mom hears, she's going to blow. And her dad, oh shit, her dad. When she tells her fucking dad, he's never much like my ass. He's going to go start raving mad. Now what? What now? How'd I get here? How? We're both screwed. Oh, shit. And peace.
Absolutely.
Just that
sounds exactly.
They're either going to freak or go immediately into denial.
Absolutely. Those are the only two options because it's something that takes about 10 minutes at the most, turns into your whole life being turned upside down.
Exactly.
So that's
exactly.
It's just it's amazing.
And that's the thing. I understand. I mean, we had a Surgeon General at one time sit there and tell the nation that the best way to prevent pregnancy beyond abstention is with contraception. But we still have this stigma attached to it. And I don't understand that. It makes no sense to me. This protects the kids.
Absolutely.
Everybody. This leaves a future open for these young people that if there's a baby involved, that future just changed. Real quick.
Absolutely. Now let's go ahead and go to our first caller. We have Titan Poetic Therapy on the line. So let me go ahead and Hey,
Great
Titan.
Great evening. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How are you tonight?
Can't complain. I'm very blessed and thankful for the day and grateful for it too. So I hear the hot button topic for the evening, and it's starting off good so far. So let's keep that stride going.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So tonight for this show, I do have a piece that I wrote. It's an old piece that unfortunately I lost a long time ago, but through divine intervention, I was given the first verse of it. So I pretty much just revamp the piece, and it fits tonight's topic. So the piece is simply called The Seed. He planted it. You fertilized and nourished it. You both watched it grow. As time lapsed, neglect set up shop, making growth an uphill battle, because the seed must bloom in darkness and a concrete love environment. He heard stories of hate. Now he says, it isn't mine. You curse his name, but the seed must continue. But his seed you must continue to carry. With a malice of ill will and contempt, the seed, it begins to wither. Under the pressure of the hardened soil that it is supposed to thrive from. I love my baby. You need no one but me. We're going to be just fine. With a spiteful regret, she laid down and slept. The sun wouldn't shine anymore. Her fertile soil was now gravel. The news would now travel, quaking her to her core. The seed that she carried, now she had to bury, because it wouldn't grow no more. Lack of love's foundation, plus a gardener's unyielding touch, poison the promising crop. A field of the future will never be seen because of some silly, dumb fuck. And that's that piece.
There you go. That's putting it right there on the line, man. Excellent piece.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Titan.
No problem. It's always a hot button topic. I don't think it's being taught in schools enough, because with all the pregnancies that's going around, you would think the education would be doing something, but it's really not. So it's up to everybody to educate and teach one another, so that the numbers don't rise like they did back in the 90s. So
exactly. And the other problem is, back then the parents, even still today, are a problem, because there are those who say, I don't want my child taught those things, because then they'll think, oh, now that I know what I'm doing. No, it's to prevent them from stepping off into that pitfall. Educating them prevents them from going that direction.
That's right.
Exactly. If they don't have education, they're not going to know. If they don't have the protection available to them, they're not going to use it. I would rather somebody...
I was going to say, better they get it from an informed authority than some guy on the corner.
Exactly. They're going to get it from somewhere. So they need to get it from the schools. They need to get it from home. I would much rather someone pass out condoms and teach them how to use them and what to do than not, and then you have this problem on your hands. And more than the problem, these kids are having to make grown-up decisions that are difficult for grown-ups to even make. And they're kids, they're babies.
Yes, exactly. And what sort of a life does that give for them? They are young adults, but the key word there is young. They haven't finished school. They haven't established themselves as being having jobs or having homes or anything. And now all of a sudden, there's another human life involved, and they're responsible for it. That's a hell of a burden in a hurry.
Absolutely.
Indeed it is. But I appreciate you guys once again giving me this opportunity to, speak my piece on this platform, and I look forward to the rest of the show. And I will be here for the long run, so I will see you guys for the M.A.D round.
Absolutely, we appreciate that, Titan.
Thank you so much, Titan, for coming on.
All right, no problem.
Well, Stan, like Titan said, I do want to go ahead and tell everybody we are going to have our Make a Difference round after all the callers have a chance to speak their first poems tonight. And also at the end of the show, we also or throughout the show, I apologize, we have Van. So if anybody needs any ministry or prayer during the show, Van is here. So please do not hesitate to call or email us or instant message us and let us know. And looks like we have another caller, so just one moment. Who do I have on the line?
You have Oladeji on the line.
Hey, Mama.
How are you today?
Doing as well as I can. I love the topic because it's something that no one ever takes the time to think about it. And it's a good topic. I like what Stan just said a few minutes ago. He said, what did he say? He said something happened in a hurry, when responsibility in a hurry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like
for those young people, that's a burden.
What'd you say?
I said, for those young people, that's a burden in a hurry.
Yeah, that part is understood, but the way you said it was just like, that summed it all up. I think you said responsibility in a hurry. Like, it's just like forced upon you, just like that. You just had to go, you had no time to think about it. And, everybody's not prepared for that. I think I better take this off of Bluetooth. Are you hearing me real clearly or what?
No, you're breaking up a little bit.
I'm going to take it off of Bluetooth. Hold on.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, yes.
That's much better.
Okay, yeah. I was listening through the Bluetooth because it's got it's louder. But okay, so that, it's just a big problem. And see, back in the day when me and Stan, were coming up, that was the age of free love. So you might end up with a baby that basically, that was before DNA. You don't even know whose it is. I mean, like everybody was just doing everybody. It's not funny.
Hey,
but
back in the day. Yeah.
It's not funny, but it's true.
Yeah, also back in the day, though, in that generation from the 60s into the early 70s, it was estimated that 1 out of every 5 people between the age of 15 to 20 would contract, in those days, what they called BD.
Well, yeah, but that's true. Since we're talking about abortions and pregnancies, also, I was trying to bring up the point that, like I said, a man could rape you, and there's no way to get like DNA evidence or anything. You would have no way to know because it wasn't prevalent yet. And then back then, there was no really good birth control pills. I mean, they hadn't come out yet. So It was like hit or miss. I mean, people didn't want to have sex, but sometimes they were forced into it. And then if you were really fertile, it's going to be a hit. You pray for a miss. I mean, nobody wanted kids. People wanted to just enjoy life and have fun until they got married. So between rape and the unwanted pregnancies, abortion became birth control. I can say in the 60s and early 70s, that was a form of birth control. And that's my point I'm making now. At some point, we had no options but to have a bunch of kids or have an abortion. So
yeah, and that was
Absolutely.
shaky ground back in the day.
I didn't hear you.
The idea of having an abortion back in those days, that was some pretty shaky ground.
Well, because you might not come out alive. Number one, you're taking a chance of your life, the baby's life, and everything else. And then again, it's the idea of poverty. Most people back then, coming out of right after the Vietnam War and all that stuff, was in a lot of poverty, especially black people. Nobody could afford to have all those kids. I mean, we didn't even really have enough food to eat ourselves, you know. And then being a teenage pregnant person and being ridiculed and poor and hungry, and then nobody wants to marry you because, you know, you were used goods. It's like it was really, really hard. So you had a choice. You take a chance with a coat hanger, get a coat hanger, or either find you a voucher or something to go and get legitimate abortion when they finally came out. But before then, it was coat hangers and backdoor abortion. And the person would be so desperate, they would take that chance. So whoever's getting abortions after that, it was like a step up. You just go in the door and get abortion because you didn't want it. For whatever reason, you didn't want it, but you didn't have to face butchers and backdoor abortions. So anyway, that's just my take on but you got to remember there's always an afterlife. And if you don't want a baby, then just don't have sex as long as you can. If somebody forces it upon you, go to the doctor early. Make sure, like Stan said, you don't have a venereal disease, and also they have a thing called the morning after, so you can go and get checked and make sure you don't have to go through all that. And remember, there's an afterlife. And I'm going to tell you like this: on that big screen, I'm going to read a poem called "The Big Screen." I got my bags packed on my way. The last 5 were pulled today. Getting stiff, getting dizzy, stomach shrinking, tolerating the intolerable. On my way to the big screen, no turning back, no detours. Got my bags packed. No getting off the train until I replay your life avenue. I knew it. She got it twisted. I was not in that picture, never played that scene on the big screen. I hate when people use you as an extra after the fact, when they add you to parts that you never played, give you roles in which you never featured, in which you were never featured. Said you said, scripted words you never recited. We shall see, said the blind man. On my way to the big theater in the sky, me and my creator with the remote, navigating through footage, sitting in the front row of my life. And that's what we all have to face. So when you get up there, go beyond there to the big screen, you'll see everything you did, everything you hid, every lie you ever told, every abortion you ever had. And that child still has a spirit, so remember that. It was not just a baby, it was also a spirit, a soul. All right, that's my time.
Mama, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. We'd love to have you again at the end of the show if you have time tonight.
Okay, yes, I do have time. I always have time for a stand, and I always have time for poetry. I'm going to look for something for you. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Well, people are throwing down on this.
They are. And it's great. And I appreciate everybody calling in with these poems. I know they're hard to write. I know this is a hard subject to talk about. So I really appreciate everybody who's calling in tonight. Now, we do have one more caller before we go to our music break. So let me just pull them out one second. Who do I have on the line tonight?
Hello.
Emilia T. Davis.
Hey, Lady E. Hello.
Somebody's mic is open and it's making annoying sounds, by the way. I don't know who it is, but somebody's mic is open. There you go.
Oh, is it fixed now?
Nope, it's going. Anyway, good evening. You have on the event page my name. That was not my poem, lady.
I know. I just deleted it.
All right. That was Mama O.
I know. I put the wrong one. I apologize. I just deleted it. I'm about to fix it.
So now, Stan, you and Mama O are a little bit older than I am, but I'm not that far behind y'all. And so, in 1975, I was 13 and a half, and I met this boy. While I was 13, he was 16. Took him home to meet Mom, and I had a very unusual, different, unique kind of mother. And bottom line, one day things got hot and heavy. I went to talk to her, and she told me, go in and give him what he wants. The reason I make that comment is I just don't want people thinking I was some fast young lady. You know, in those days, 13 was you just got out of playing with toys and you getting interested in boys, but, you know, you're still pretty much a child. Now, in today's world, 13 is a lot more sophisticated.
That is true.
Okay. So, you know, at that time, abortion had just become legal. Sex education was being taught in school, probably not as well as it is now. There was no free condoms and all of that. And so I have this piece. It's called Shh, I Have a Secret to Tell. In the mid-1970s, abortion was legalized. The government paid for them, and no permission from a parent was needed. No restrictions were placed on attaining one. We were taught that as long as you had it before 3 months, there was no form, just blood and tissue. Since then, sonograms have shown that it is not true. They are tiny people, not fully formed, but life nonetheless. Well, back in 1977, I was 15 years old. My first boyfriend and I had been together for almost 2 years. He then was an 18-year-old man. I became pregnant with this child. I wanted the baby very much, but he did not. He told me that if I had the child, he would leave me. I was living with my mother on welfare at the time. My father, only a sperm donor, not even a photograph of him. The thought of raising a child on my own with no father and on welfare terrified me. At that time, it was still looked down upon to have a child as a teenager. I wanted better for my baby. I had nowhere to turn. The problem was mine to handle, to keep it and raise it as I have been raised in poverty with no father, or to abort and continue my life as it was. A heavy weight for a 15-year-old to handle. I finally, right at the 3-month window, decided to abort. A few days later, I was still recovering from the procedure. My boyfriend came to me and said, I wouldn't have left you if you kept the child. At that moment, I could have killed him where he stood. I wanted that baby so much, it broke my heart. That decision has haunted me through the years. For some reason, I always thought it was a girl. That man, that was my boyfriend. I finally left him. A year after we broke up, he died from a drug overdose. That child would have been his legacy. I often wonder what direction my life would have gone in if she was alive. What kind of person would she have been? Each year, how old she would have been. Believe me, when I say having an abortion is not easy. Every time I see a new doctor, the question is asked, how many pregnancies, how many live births? I am reminded of the life that was lost. I will continue to fight for a woman's right to choose, but keep in mind what is truly at stake. A decision you can never and will live with you the rest of your life. A decision I truly regret down to my soul. Musings of Amelia T. Davis, in peace.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Miss Amelia.
You're welcome.
Yes, that was fantastic.
I know that was and I know it was a difficult poem to write, and also a difficult poem to share. So we definitely appreciate that.
You're welcome. It was different then. To be in high school, walking around pregnant, I would have been chastised and ridiculed, and then you gotta, we, as I said in the poem, we were taught at that time that a fetus was just, blood and tissue and maybe some cartilage. It wasn't a formed human being. But, now years later, they've got sonograms. They can show all that it is actually, human. So, and then the fact that it seems to me as our youth has become more and more sexualized. And you guys were talking about 10, 11-year-olds. I don't believe 10 and 11-year-olds are thinking about going around and having sex. I think that's coming from, either older teenagers or actually adult men messing around with children. That is statutory rape. That should be prosecuted. There's no rhyme or reason that a 10 or 11-year-old should be having a child. And I should not have been in that kind of circumstance, but my mother was not protective. She did not do her job. But we really got to get a handle on our children being far better educated, and education is the key. Education is the weapon. In whatever area of life, education is key. It is the most important. And we've got to get the word out. We've got to make these young ladies understand, and young men, that, when it comes down to it, it is a life, it is precious, and that decision is going to live with you the rest of your life.
This is true.
Absolutely.
Oh. Okay, y'all, I love you. Continued successes. Much love.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Do you have something for our Make a Difference round at the end of the show tonight?
Yeah. And when you post that, it's called Shh. I have a secret. Okay. I was just making sure for the event page. All right, dear heart. All right, I'll step back now. You're welcome.
Thank you, Lady Amelia, and prayers for you.
Thank you, Stan.
All right, that was amazing, Stan. These poems tonight are flooring me.
That's the one thing. We now know so much more than we did back then. So much more. And yet we've still got this ridiculous battle, this life issue that's being used for a political football. It's obscene. It's ridiculous. It's not only the life of the child that isn't even born yet, it's the life of the two people who helped create it. And they're making this a political issue. It's not political. It's a living issue.
And it has nothing to do with politics at all. This is a very personal decision, and politics should not be anywhere in it.
No, and neither should any persecution be anywhere in this, because this is the decision they have to make. And being persecuted at that age for making a decision, come on now.
Exactly.
We should be better than that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to remind everybody that the Hurt Locker airs every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can always go to blogtalkradio.com or dial into the hotline 319-527-6300. And as always, please press 1 to join in on the conversation. Again, this is Epiphany Radio, the For Real Entertainment Network, sponsored by Larry Maddox. And again, we do appreciate him for this platform tonight. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go to a music break, Stan, okay?
I am ready for one.
Okay.
Yes, Shirley? You there? Now listen, baby. I got your message. I'm just confused. I don't understand everything, but I'm on my way over there to you. Now you stay on the phone and tell me everything that went down.
See, I was the one who picked her up when so-called friends let her down. And I was the one who took her in when that fool put her out.
I know.
Yeah, a true friend indeed. You see, I was there when chips was going down.
You know I know.
But she betrayed me. Caught him with her coming in from out of town.
You what?
Tell me why. In him, I can't believe he slept with her behind my back. I went out on a limb. I even covered up to keep his thing intact. What I had in me was something real that's so hard to come about. photo and some laundry that I found. Tell me why. I put all my trust in you, baby. She was
just call him up. Call him, baby. Call him right now. I'm calling. Call him up. Hello. Mr. Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? What the hell is going on? What you mean, what's going wrong? Kelly's telling me that you're sleeping with another woman. Just because she sees me with her doesn't mean I'm sleeping with her. Well, if you're not sleeping with her, what the hell you doing with her? Damn, I can be just talking to her. Or you can be just creeping with her. Now, son, man to man, we both know the game. Yeah, but wait a minute, and you know all about heartache and pain. This is my goddaughter, and I'm just trying to protect her heart. You may have been a moon to her, but to me she's the star.
Epiphany Radio, the For Real Entertainment Network presents poetry in all different genres and formats. Sunday night is the Inspiration Factory with your host, Paul Sampson, a.k.a. Divine Inspiration, co-hosted by Van Meadows, a.k.a. Poetic, Chantel Archibald, a.k.a. Infinite Myasia, 9 p.m. And then on Monday nights, we have the Get Down with the Dirty Duo, Van Meadows and Akil Ali, the Just Us League. And guess what? You, the Epiphany guest poet host. Monday nights at 9 p.m. Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. we have the Hurt Locker coming at you with Murder, She Wrote, and Stan The Man Phillips, Poetry and Pain. We call this Poetic Therapy, y'all. Tune in for the Hurt Locker. And then on Wednesday nights, we have the Epiphany Radio Spotlight with your hosts Akil Ali, Lady Inkwell, and Mrs. Jones. You don't want to miss these hot features, the hottest features around being spotlighted. Tune in Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Hey, y'all, then Thursday, it's your boy For Real, the Poets with the Neo Soul Cafe in the midday, getting your lunch hour just right. Thursdays at 1 p.m. Tune in and listen to some of the best artists in Neo Soul Cafe. Then on Friday, hey, Friday, we got Let's Talk About It with your host Van Meadows, aka Poetic, where we're doing date night differently. Poetry, music, relationship topics. Listen, come through and take your socks off. And then we're going to close out the week, y'all. Hey, we're going to close out the week with Stacy Foxfire Bryant and Poetry Madness. Listen, 9 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Take your socks off.
This is Epiphany Radio.
You are now in the hands of Epiphany Radio, baby.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the Hurt Locker. Again, in case you're just now tuning in, this is Murder, She Wrote, and I am with Stan The Man Phillips. So this has been a really good show so far, Stan.
Very powerful so far. Very powerful.
Very. So do you have any other poems that you'd like to add tonight, or quotes or anything?
Well, yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. I've got a little something to offer. It's a short little piece, but, you know, I'm kind of taking a little bit after old James Rothline there.
The short and powerful pieces.
Yep, and this is called Decision, and it's just a 575.
Uh-oh, okay.
Young woman pregnant. Two fates, one heart to decide, and life holds its breath. And peace.
Wow. Just like you said, Stan, short and powerful.
Well, this is a powerful topic.
Absolutely. And all these poems tonight have been so powerful, so strong, and so deep.
Well, what is next, young lady? Have you got something too?
Absolutely. I have a quote, first of all, by a lady named Madison Beatty. And she said, most people, almost everyone knows a teen mom. The teen pregnancy rates are growing, and we need to bring awareness to that. So that I felt like that quote definitely went with this show. So that's what this show's for, is to bring awareness out. And so that quote, so I have a poem I wanted to share. Basically, this poem came from, it's not so much as trying to talk anyone out of any decisions that they make, but to let them know that there are decisions and to not make them hastily.
Yes.
I have two daughters. I have one who's 22, almost 22, not quite, and one who's 19. And so this show made me think of my babies a lot. I know they're grown, but they're still my babies. And all of our shows really make me think about them. But this one did definitely, because luckily they didn't have to go through any of this, but it was definitely a conversation in the cars every day, on the way home from work, on the way to school, on the way home from school. They got tired of it. So it's conversations that we have to have with our kids every day. And so I want to share it with you. It's called Pray With You. My heart hurts for you. You think this is the end of your world, which I guess it might be. But God makes no mistakes. This baby was meant to be. I promise one day you will see the bigger picture. I know right now it's all cloudy, and all you can think about is that baby. You have choices. I know right now it might not seem like it. He told you to get rid of it, but he is not the one that feels it grow. He is not the one that will fall in love. This is your body. Don't listen to political views. Don't listen to religious propaganda. This is your body, and the choice is up to you. But before you make it, could you just listen? Because once you go in that office and you sign on the dotted line, there is no going back. You will never forget this moment. Not trying to tell you my view. I know this is all new. You are a child who just made a child. This decision is heavy and should not be made in haste. Don't let this time you have to think be just a waste. This decision does not make you weak. It doesn't mean your life is over. I know the clouds above your head are gray and bleak, but they will again turn to blue. And tomorrow you will start over new. You are now a mother, and that will never change. The fear you have will never fade. It will turn into love. Love like you have never known. Even though you are not grown, you are making a very grown decision. So, pray hard. Don't rush. Because tonight, when you hear a baby's cry in your sleep, just know that sound will always keep ringing in your ears. So make this decision out of knowledge and pros and cons, and not out of fear. The decision is yours and yours alone. Regrets are like big boulders of stone. They do not go away. They do not budge or move. They linger there forever. So will you just please let me pray with you? Before you decide to end what might be the clarity you need to be the woman that God intended you to be, no judgment, no guilt, just a conversation with God, just you and me.
That is what is needed. The parents to be with the children, explain it to them, get it in their minds. Like I said, before somebody on the corner tells them something different that's completely misleading, let them know the truth and give them the tools they need to make an informed decision.
Exactly.
That was a great piece. That was a perfect piece for tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, topics like this, I can never get ready for them. I can never think about them without thinking about my girls. So, this is a very important topic for me.
I know that feeling. I've had daughters, a granddaughter, and a great-granddaughter. My God, I'm 65 years old. My great-granddaughter is 14.
Whew. And that's a rough age.
I was one of those who wasn't late to the gate. I got an early start.
Well, yeah, mine was pretty early too, but I was one of those moms who everybody had to hang out at our house. I was the cool mom, everybody hanged out at our house. So unfortunately, not everybody parents the same way, fortunately and unfortunately. But so I had girls at my house. And so if you were at my house, you were getting taught what my kids were getting taught. So I was sitting, I can remember my daughter like covering her head, like, I was telling kids, look, do you know what protection is? Do you know where to get it? Whatever, because it takes a village.
There you go.
It takes a village.
Exactly.
And some parents, you work, you get into the hustle and bustle, and your kids end up being 20 and you forgot to have these conversations. Or then some parents refuse to have those conversations. I can remember my mom saying, nobody said anything to me because she was grown, she was raised in church, and you just didn't talk about that. So I'm happy that we live in a time now where we can talk to our kids. And it's so important to talk to our kids.
And even though it's not true with all churches, some churches have finally gotten the idea, you know what, maybe we ought to lighten up on this. This is not something we talk about. Maybe we should start talking about it. And I think that's why there's been a turnaround. I think that's why the percentage, we have a much higher population now than we had before, so the numbers are more. But by percentage, there has been a steady decline in these pregnancies. And I think that definitely is because of education.
Absolutely. Now we're going to go back to the callers. It looks like Automatic Charismatic is here tonight. So just one moment.
Wonderful.
Automatic?
Uh-oh.
I'm not able to hear him.
I heard some crackling.
I know. Automatic, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Ooh, barely.
I can hear you now. Barely.
Okay. Oh, barely? Oh.
Same.
I can barely hear you.
What about now? I'm on my Bluetooth. The mic is near my mouth. Can you hear me now?
You're very faint. Can you take your Bluetooth off?
Oh, Lord. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, I hate putting the phone to my ear. I always use my Bluetooth. Might need to charge up though. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing well. We are. I'm so glad you're here, but we are having some really good discussions here on this.
And this is about
absolutely.
Abortion. Okay.
It's about teenage pregnancy and abortion.
Well, I do believe that there needs to be. I strongly believe in education. I think that young ladies, young men, to concentrate on school first, get the education, graduate, and make sure they have a better life for themselves. So, you never want to have a kid in a struggle, always got to think with your mind first, and as far as abortion goes, my honest opinion about that, I understand that at the end of the day, it is a choice. I just feel like every life should matter, even in the embryo. And I believe that with God doesn't make mistakes. So wherever it's created by God to exist. That's my take on that.
Hey, I understand. I do. I understand.
Absolutely.
I have a poem called "The Forgotten Soul." I'm gonna do a freestyle.
The mic is yours, man.
Okay. In the world can only hear us. Can you hear the forgotten soul? What if that one individual is never born? What if not making that connection to society? What if to live life of the forgotten soul? Now take control. What if the difference was never even made of the forgotten soul? The forgotten soul asking, what could I do, or what did I do to deserve this? Is the skin and the madness of what has happened? It's a forgotten soul could maybe done something real good for the community. Would they have the ability of the forgotten soul begging and please let me be born and come out your womb as I resume? Please don't make me the scars of the evil individual. I understand. Say you were raped, but you let me be your child. I promise I'll protect you and make sure nobody put their hands on you. Now, and just because that man that put a seed doesn't mean he is worthy to be my father if he did not conceive with your permission. The forgotten soul, I behold like the cloud of the heaven, like my reflection is in her stomach, the forgotten soul. Please don't terminate me. I have a life to live. I got more to give. And God said that I could do something to help people. Put a new life with fresh air, showing the world that I truly care. Don't let me be a forgotten soul. Please, I understand. You're a child. You haven't graduated from school yet. I understand. Your mom told you and your father told you use protection, but you want the feeling. You want that more appealing. But now, I'm an embryo of a forgotten soul. Never, please don't forget about me. Please make this decision that you would give me a chance to live. Please don't go to the place that want to kill the dream of me. I will make you a happy woman. I will make my father a happy man. I understand you haven't graduated yet. The forgotten soul. You have cheated on your husband, and you don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. You are in a panic mode, and your mind is about to explode. But should those scars be on me? Should I die because of what your decisions were made? Please let a life live for me and have a chance to do what's right. Let me smile or be my first smile. Let me not be that forgotten soul. Let me be the world and the view, the world that I could give something new. Don't let me be a forgotten soul. But I do understand, please. I understand that you got mad at him, so you cheated. but don't cheat me for a life to live. Please, I'm not a mistake. I am the awake. I'm not a fake. I am the break into a new valley of confidence of what your tolerance, the level of something special. And if you give me a chance to prove myself, to give the world some help, to let me do a good deed, to let me be somebody who will succeed, guarantee I can give you all the possibilities and every reason not to be a forgotten soul. So please, don't forget about me. Don't cut me loose. Don't kill my dream. Don't kill my success. Don't kill my blessings. Don't kill the future wife that I will have. My own children. But all I could do is to listen. If you want to make a choice, please make that choice, not to make me a forgotten soul. Mr. Automatic Charismatic Delivery Mention, Viper and Dry.
Wow, thank you so much for that.
Wow. That's amazing, just right there in the moment, and does that. And it's so on point with the topic tonight. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, thank you. I'm humble. I try my, I just go with the flow, whatever's in my spirit. Y'all are amazing poets within yourself. When I freestyle, it's more like a spiritual journey to thrive. I thrive because I'm driven.
Well, you definitely got to the heart of it tonight, man.
And I know you're going to have another piece for our M.A.D round in just a few minutes, right?
Well, yeah, on to the next.
There you go.
On to the next.
That's right. Okay, so we do have one more caller, so I'm just going to put you back there and just hang out for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Oh, wow, Stan, that was great. And the fact that he just spits it right off the top of his head, it always gets me every time.
That's what amazes me, like with Automatic and that gentleman that calls him Mr. Legendary.
Legendary, absolutely.
It goes straight from their head, straight out their mouths, and it just happens. That's amazing. It does. That blows my mind.
Yeah, most definitely. So let's bring our other caller in. Let's see who we have.
And hello.
Actually, I think that was, let's see, one more second.
Yeah, we got somebody else?
Okay,
Hello?
yes, we do. Hello?
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling, enjoying the show.
Absolutely. Who do we have on the line tonight?
Oh, this is Rome.
Oh, okay. Is this the first time you've called?
No, but I came to share.
Oh, absolutely. What do you have for us tonight?
I'm gonna try to stick in topic with an older piece I like to share. I'm gonna try to stick in a topic with the whole debate, and yeah, the piece is called "Words from the Womb."
Okay, the mic is yours.
All right, y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
All right. I was there, further when it coming, curled in the stomach. From the beginning to the minute when the world felt like nothing.
Listening to the game where mommy was not winning. To hear the bones chipping in the frame from every man that could have been pops ripping. To the night tearing tears trying to figure how she done got in this. In the whispers of the suicidal thoughts but never could not get it. Kicking I stopped to listen. To the moans from the bones that's not healing. Cold shivers, hard liquor shots, feeling the pain that she's not feeling. The death threats, left stressed with no child support. And I was there to hear the many times that baby is not mine, go and get an abortion. I was there to hear the sleepless nights, because another man wants to sleep at night, trying to be what's right. I was there to hear the game and the shame of how she believed that life, knowing he would be what's wrong, and she backtalk on it, so he beat her twice. One hand on her stomach, thinking how every man was enough, and I was there when she grieved that night. I was there and I could see when she looked to fix her eyes from the bruise. I was there when the cop showed up with her knots rolled up, but she denied the accused. I was there when he came back and lobbed it with smooth to say, I love you, boo. I kicked once, I kicked twice, but she replied with a lie and said, I love you, too. I was there and I could feel through the critical strain, through the spit, through the pitiful shame. I was there and I could feel all the hits to the frame. I was there through the physical pain. I could hear through the verbal abuse after supper, the ones who were faced and the ones he would mutter. I was there through the suffer. When he was gone, I was there for my mother. I was here through the screams and the shouts obscene out the mouth. I was there through the bitter in the winter, about to freeze in the streets from the house. I was there through the explanation she believed out his mouth. I was there when she had no help. I could hear the house trying to ice the wealth. I was there and I could hear when he blamed himself. I was there through the one-way route where no sun came out. In the phase of trying to change that man and got her face back in. I was there when she stuck the pills in her mouth. It was fate. I don't blame but relate. We both feeling like there's no way out. We're both feeling like there's no one else. Feeling so behind to those beheaded of the league. I figured I could hear and I could speak, so if not make it better for you, make it better for me. I was there when she let on her feet, packed her clothes and let up to leave. I was there when she let on her feet. I was there when he walked in and stopped the dead on her feet. Grabbed it from her neck and the sleeve, tossed her head first to the televised screen. I could hear when she let out the scream. I was there when she put up a fight. I was there when she tried to counter the hitting. I could see when he smacked her in the mouth with his fist and tossed her over the counter into the kitchen. I could see the look in her eyes when he looked through a hook at his best, but stood still when she pulled out a knife and stuck straight through his chest. I was there for remorse and regret, to smell the corpse right off to his stench. I was there through the trials to hear a court let off with the fence. I was there through down months of survival from harm and hope was alive. I was there in her arms to see her smile at the first chance I opened my eyes, and now I'm alive. Worse in the womb. And peace.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, that was amazing.
I know I had to get through the rough. Well, I don't know what all the backlog was, but.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Man, Rome, I gotta tell you, that was powerful, and it came on like a storm, man. It was a barrage. I loved it.
Thank you, man. It's definitely much appreciated. I don't know if it's all right, but I came prepared with 2 pieces. If it's all right.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Much appreciated. Blessed. All right. Second piece is untitled.
I'm out of sight on the priors. In time due, my sentence will present its life inside the presence. Here was I, once confided, the irony barred and bared it. I acknowledge how rare it is. Sparingly, I found myself in solidarity. Here it leaves a punishment pended. Led to the horizons, my penmanship still wonders. Revealed the sail among us. Gave the energy cells conducted, double a real function to empower the room with the power in you. Never static like the channels they view. When what I see able to guide you out the vision, narrow and truth. It was a light box, a fight to the finish, stick and move. All your reality skewed. Level feels how the devil feels. One-sided and the slanted always falls down in the course justice. We never paid forward to what the Stars Bucks did. Double cup for the party and all that you trusted. For eternity, it wasn't a group work for dysfunction. A lottery spin with a lot to say. Substance comes in the tops, I got a lot to say. Loose lips make it not a day. Tied you up in all that you thought that you got away. The essence, reflection you saw, your direction and got away in the session. No GPS shit, the spot you stay. It's a blessing you got away. In the seconds you dotted frost. You got to know the feedback was dominoes, for your number was counted. Rolled flat from the others fronted. Got you on your back, flat for the numbers coming. The case of its complete abundance. No adjacent structures fall, just like the Jenga wasn't grounded. How you lay up on the floor, drop the ball and point the finger to the irony. You ain't lay a point at all. Ball yawning, forward fronted with the squares lacking back, all or nothing. Foul stairs of an elevated functions. Called a stuff that ain't demonstrate for nothing. Repetition meant for custom, and it's custom. Service fails for a purpose. It was worthless for the purchase. Sold the soul that never was it. And that's what it is now. Well, fuck it. MP. I don't get the feedback, but hey, I don't know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Y'all gotta fix that.
I don't know if it was just me.
No, we're having an issue with it tonight. I'm muting mics, but it's still, we're still having issues with feedback, so I apologize.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I'll tell you what, that was thunder and lightning right there, man.
I love it. Appreciate the love, you know. In the midst of it, if you want to stop, be like, fuck that. Gotta quiet that out and get it. I couldn't stop myself, though.
I'm glad y'all got to hear it.
Hey,
I'm glad
man,
that you called.
Great, dude.
Yes,
great,
it was
Thank
awesome.
you. Appreciate it. Shout out to the show. I mean, I don't know what you're going to go. I was really trying to find a piece. I mean, I know you're talking about abortion, and I had a piece that was specifically about abortion called Getting It from the Beginning.
But I couldn't find it. So the Words from the Moon was the closest I had. But I mean, I'll hang out. Hopefully I could find the piece and get called back in. So I'll hang out and listen. Hopefully the malfunctions go away by then.
Oh.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so. So I'll just put you on hold and we'll bring you back for the M.A.D round, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rome. Wow. That man
I know,
was
like
lazy.
I said. I know, like I said tonight, we're just having some awesome callers hit the mic tonight, and I really appreciate it. And once again, I do apologize for any feedback that you guys are hearing. I am trying to handle that, but I don't know where it's coming from. And it looks like we have King Cadence on the line, too.
Oh, by all means. On to the next.
All right, Kane?
Hey, what's going on? Murder, She Wrote, and Stan.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Glad I was able to check y'all out. It's the first time I called in over here.
I know, it is. I'm so excited that you called us.
It's great to hear your voice, man. It is.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And, yeah, I do have a piece for y'all. Hopefully follows the subject of what y'all got going on over here.
Okay. Let's hear it.
All right, the name of the piece is called Living $. I noticed this girl. It was like she was lost. Mind walking. Where do I belong? Seems like it often plagues her mind. Being underage is like living hell on earth. I noticed she was pregnant, no telling when she would give birth. Caught sight of her mother, realizing she is the source of her daughter's trauma. As her daughter displays an expression of desperate escape, after seeing her mother, all I can feel is nothing but anguish, anger, depression, and hate. Emitting from this girl's emotion as her life's experience comes to life. I seen the girl's eyes start to water as her mother grabbed her and intended to drag, reading about that her daughter can have the baby under her roof, saying we will get paid. which explained another welfare check in the mail. The daughter got away from her mother, trying to track down her father, living off the streets for days, no money, no place to stay, eating out of dumpsters, her only nourishment for the day. The girl finally found where her father lived, going by one letter and a picture, the only thing she ever received from him. She dealt with him and his family for days, but could tell that her welcome was running out. As she fled back in disarray with a crazy negative occurrence happened with her, ended up in the hospital, waking up handcuffed in a priest bedside. Maybe now she realized she needs to open her eyes. And that's from DSR, All Damn Day. In peace.
That was amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Man, King, that was real. That was real all the way.
Hey, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Glad I was able to catch y'all show here. Murder She Wrote, Stan. I am familiar with both of y'all. I think I heard Stan on the Inspiration Factory before. And,
yes,
yeah, Murder She Wrote, I might have heard you over there on Poet Radio before.
Yeah, you heard me a few places, but yeah, I was on Inspiration Factory a couple of times, and I listen to you and I follow you, so I'm so excited that you called into our show tonight.
Hey, thank you. And y'all invited me here. I'm gonna invite y'all to come through. This Saturday we got DSR's Full Purpose Pens. Break out those erotic pieces. If you have them, stop through 9 p.m. Eastern this Saturday night. Talk show.
Uh-huh.
All right. We'll check it out.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you for
Not
showing,
a problem.
man.
Do you have another piece for us tonight on our M.A.D round, on our Make a Difference round, our seed round?
Let's see here.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll be in just a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on hold for that, okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Stan. So I think we're getting close to time for our speed round.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any more poems that you want, or any quotes or anything you want to say before we get started with that?
Just this. Instead of debating the theology and instead of debating the politics and then instead of debating the social stands and the platforms and the rhetoric, why don't we just recognize one thing? From the time of conception, we are talking about a human. Period. That's biology. That's science. That's fact. If these sides can get together on that one thing and hold that in accord, that is where the basis of the debate should start.
Absolutely. Now, it looks like we have one more caller. Let's see. Oh, nope. He doesn't have his hand up. So if anybody else wants to call in or wants to go ahead and spit, we do want to give that option. So if you'll just dial 1. And also, promptly at 11 o'clock, if you're listening on the internet, that will hang up, so you'll need to call in to 319-527-6300. And, of course, hit 1 so that we know you guys want to speak.
Exactly.
Okay? So for that, I think we're going to go ahead and go to the speed round. And then after the speed round, Van is going to close us out in a word of prayer. So I just want to give everybody just a second to go ahead and call in if they want to talk, if they want to sit on the speed round or have anything else to say. So we're going to go to a music break right now.
Yes, and everybody get ready because we're about to kick this off.
Absolutely.
Epiphany Radio, the For Real Entertainment Network presents poetry in all different genres and formats. Sunday night is the Inspiration Factory with your host, Paul Sampson, a.k.a. Divine Inspiration, co-hosted by Van Meadows, a.k.a. Poetic, Chantel Archibald, a.k.a. Infinite Myasia, 9 p.m. And then on Monday nights, we have the Get Down with the Dirty Duo, Van Meadows and Akil Ali, the Just Us League. And guess what? You, the Epiphany guest poet host. Monday nights at 9 p.m. Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. we have the Hurt Locker coming at you with Murder, She Wrote, and Stan The Man Phillips, Poetry and Pain. We call this Poetic Therapy, y'all. Tune in for the Hurt Locker. And then on Wednesday nights, we have the Epiphany Radio Spotlight with your hosts Akil Ali, Lady Inkwell, and Mrs. Jones. You don't want to miss these hot features, the hottest features around being spotlighted. Tune in Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Hey, y'all, then Thursday, it's your boy For Real the Poets with the Neo Soul Cafe in the midday, getting your lunch hour just right. Thursdays at 1 p.m. Tune in and listen to some of the best artists in Neo Soul Cafe. Then on Friday, hey, Friday, we got Let's Talk About It with your host Van Meadows, a.k.a. Poetic, where we're doing date night differently. Poetry, music, relationship topics. Listen, come through and take your socks off. And then we're going to close out the week, y'all. Hey, we're going to close out the week with Stacy Foxfire Bryant and Poetry Madness. Listen, 9 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Take your socks off.
This is Epiphany Radio.
You are now in the hands of Epiphany Radio, baby.
When the reflection in the glass
All right, Stan. Now that we're back, we're going to go ahead and start the speed round.
Oh, yeah.
But before I do, I want to remind everyone that next week we're going to be doing our show for the breast cancer survivors.
Yes.
So next week is going to be about breast cancer, and I know that's going to be a big show. It's one that we've been anticipating. And I want to remind everybody that they can listen on blogtalkradio.com, or they can call in 319-527-6300. And I just wanted to, I want to let everybody know how much we appreciate them calling in tonight, all the wonderful poets that we had. So I hope that you guys can also call in next week, because we are really excited about next week's show as well. Again, if you guys have any questions, or if there's poets that don't really want to read online, but you'd like us to read your poems, we will be happy to do that. You can email us at epiphanytheheartlocker@gmail.com. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Miss Amelia, okay?
Absolutely. And then will you be at the end of this, and then I close? Is that how we do this?
Yes, that's exactly how we're going to do it.
All right. Well, of course, ladies
all
first.
Right. Okay, this poem is called, excuse me, this poem is called Lust is Not Love. Many in today's world confuse lust with love. They're totally different. Marriage was enacted to blend the two. When a man and a woman meet, they got to know each other well. If their interests were the same goals, same outlook in life, and found each other desirable, they married. After marriage, they had sex. After already knowing what this person was like and falling in love with them. No better sex than with your mate that you're in love with. It kept the couples together through the many years in life, providing for each other in their old age that they would have a helper. The other mate stayed, and through love, they overcame life's obstacles. It kept each of them bonded. It also guaranteed that their offspring would be ensured to have both mother and father raising them in unison. Now, since the late 60s and early 70s, all that has changed. With the invention of the birth control pill, women became powerful over their own bodies. Women were given freedom like never before. Equal rights in the workplace opened many doors to women, enabling them great advancements. They could provide for themselves, no need for a man's income to survive. To break up of the family unit began happening across the nation. Sex became the motivation, free love as it was called. So lust became the substitute for love, never finding fulfillment because it's only about sex. Now, lust reigns supreme in this nation, jumping from bed to bed, the most desired contact sport. Now women let any man that shows her any interest to jump in on her for a thrill ride. Yet after the act is complete, she is left abandoned and confused, afterward having self-esteem issues, having multiple babies by different men, leaving her to care for the children all alone. It was never meant to be like this. We are meant to have life partners, not a sex buddy. Sex is supposed to be a representation of love for your mate, not a sport. Wake up, folks. Lust is not love. Musings of Amelia T. Davis, and peace.
Poem is by Mama Oladeji. It's a true story about two young girls that were kidnapped and were held against their will for 10 years. And it's called A Fate Worse Than Death. He raped and held them against their will, all for the thrill. 10 years he had his way. One day the girls, now women, made their great escape. They even took with them the baby that the rapist kidnapper made. While in jail, he was now the one who would be at the mercy of some rapist's unnatural fun. So today, he hung himself. He hung himself while on suicide watch. Why did he take the coward's way out? They needed or wanted his fresh behind to feel the wrath for stealing and abusing our youthful girls. And for the plundering of his human catch, he had no heart, felt no remorse. He even said it was our fault for accepting a ride with a stranger. At night, he would have his way. In the day, he locked them both away like some used-up sex toy. We were stuffed night and day in a closet, painfully locked away, only allowed to come out and play from the box in which we stayed, as if a boring old toy in a trunk. For us, there was no choice. We who had no voice wondered what God had mercy on this incorrigible man, spared him from a deplorable death. Instead of feeling the pain his victims felt, did they give him back his belt and let him die his way? Did they give him ample time to pray as he ended his life today? Certainly. In a Cleveland cell, for waiting to show him just how it felt to fall victim as a merciless prey to an abused criminal's brutality for 10 years and a day. Suicide for him was more inviting. Death for him was a softer way. Today, death was his best friend. Death saved him from fate's cruel hand. He chose to die a milder way than the punishment that he would have befell. A fate worse than death was awaiting. He had lived in a Cleveland jail cell, the same fate that those victims encountered awaited him in that cell. But he chose to kill himself. A fate worse than death. In peace.
God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And if he had not given his son, we wouldn't be able to see that one that shines bright in the sky. And while we're talking about what's bright in the sky, there once was that bright part in your eye that said, I can't wait to love you like God loved his son. But yet and still here we are, debating whether or not we should sacrifice our own to protect ourselves. And see if we're gonna subject our own to that hostility, then why be here at all? You see, I'm not gonna pass judgment. I'm not gonna sit here and point fingers of blame and shame, because we all have that moment of clarity where it's a little too late and it's too little. too late. But see, while we're sitting here holding on to that too little, just remember that you're here. So while you're carrying my child, my seed, my future, the next generation's hope, just remember, whether I'm here or not, the burden is not on us, but it's on that child. So bring forth my child, or should I say our child, bring them forth and let them pave the way and lead the way for that next generation and make it fall like dominoes in a row. Because all I know is that as long as we keep holding on to one another and having one another, the sun will be brighter and shine heavier on us all once more. On to the next.
Busting and fighting, the drama stops. Let the kissing and hugging without discussion. After a few coronas, now it's sex and an aroma and the condom pops. And I'm here 2 months later and I'm making the mistakes. Give me 7 more, I'll be one of the greatest of the greats. By accident, due to causes irrelevant, led to one of heaven's gifts. So picture me cheating, born into these demons, although we all conceived in sin. See me in something heavenly after taking my first steps and speaking ish. If things succeed how they proceed and mommy stops the sweet smoke she's breathing in, it's as if she don't know she gonna conceive a kid. Even then, I was thinking the future, teacher or scholar, popping collars and dollars when I decided I would be the ruler of what things I came across at first glance, at first hand. It might seem such a dream, but I'm just a seed dreaming. When a pops release semen, out of a million, I already got my taste of luck. Can't wait to bust out and shed my tears of joy and watch their face glow to see it's a boy. I won't become regret what they expect. It's what I'll excel to achieve beyond their expectations with degrees, scholarships, and pure dedication. And I'm sure I want to start now, but it's too premature, so it's better waiting. As I conduct inside the womb of a woman, I'm a cherish till death. Nothing else is needed but strength. God told me before he sold me into life that I would be a man of prosper, an oasis of smiles when I pop up to the top. The thoughts and minds of those in doubt of fear, and now I turned out a thug like Papa getting locked up. Will be left in shock from seeing me become a doctor. The rest is blessed face to carry out my destiny that's given without a mistake. 3 months in his gut, and I feel it in my best shape to let out and get in. The whole world that I'm missing, stuck inside my father's missus. Wonder why she just admitted to the clinic when I'm fine without a sickness. But listen, since I'm on the road, keep it dishonest now, knowing that it's possible. I can see me in college now after high school, being on that honor roll. See my time in all the shining golds. It's been another month within my time to grow, and I'm growing with just a little showing. Kicking to let them witness. This is good, and I'm just chilling, dreaming up. Everything with my imagery of this living scene is plush. Mommy must be in a rush.
She's just seeing Doc for a while and just set the appointment up. Fuck it. I'm ready. Let's get it done. Except for the next day, so let me get my rest to help her out. Push me out. I'm going to come into this world prepared. I'm hoping I'll see you there.
As I rest inside the womb, I must have overslept my time too long. Now they think I'm wrong, and they mad I just dreamt a brawl of me waking up, fighting with these metal claws, stabbing at will, screaming. I seen a mass face trying to reach, and they got plans of having me killed. Trying to put a stop to all the lavish I will. Having time stashed in my bills, stuck in the curl, they crushing my world, destroying my life. And I guess it's all in their right, because my bearer won't even put up a fight. I try to cry in restraint with all of my might, but that's when my body was torn and I lost all control, getting hit with the pipe. I felt my soul lift and drift towards the light as they pulled me out in the half, distorted body looking tortured, dreams shattered and broken picture glasses. Can't believe this happened. 2 weeks later, they back at it, kissing and laughing like I never had a chance in this lasting, still without caution. And I kept help to think how good it would have been if it could have been. That's exactly what it is, and my curse I'm in. The path of life if they never would have got that abortion in. And peace.
When the world see me, when they see the possibility, am I the strength of many endeavors? Am I the real? Am I the skill? Blessed to be born, blessed to relate, blessed to penetrate, blessed to find the mind, blessed to shift gears, blessed of the hemisphere. But if I wasn't born
maybe I wouldn't have that blessing at all. Maybe I would be that stressing it all, dead upon arrival. What would be the thought of what may be final? What is like the tunnel? What is the struggle? What is the world to learn and the exist? What is the gist? What is to enlist? What is the powerful possibilities? What is the way? What is tomorrow? What is the sorrow? Blessed to be born, blessed to witness, blessed to take care of business. If I could see everything, but what if I was not born? What if I was not born to help that one individual hungry, looking for some food, was just in a sad mood, more people to include, with my faith has been renewed, to teach, to preach, to honor, to sponsor. But what if I was not born? What if that went all the way? What if the words that I say would not even be okay? Because if I was not born, there wouldn't be a word to even come from me. There would be no poetry for me. There would be no flow, no deep, no conquer, no monster to characterize, to have words to evaporize in the mind. But I don't need nobody to be blind. I'm like one of a kind. But what if there was no Mr. Automatic Charismatic? What if there was no 10 years of me? What if there's no possibility, but there will never be if I was not born? To see every life that mattered, every life that of the chapter, every life that has come about. But what if they were never born? What if MLK was never born? What if Malcolm X was never born? More people never born. Robert De Niro never born. Will we ever see his movies? Never born. What if a whole lot of people who have made a difference, who have helped other people? What if a lot of poets was never born? What if poetry was never born? If we have no birth, then it seems like we have no worth. So let our birth be in the seed to come out to bless the world and bless people among us. Mr. The Man Charismatic, the local engine, vibrant and drive. Let's be born.
James Spade. I'm always plagued by this question, is my brain free? They're going to come get me, but what happened to freedom of speech? The internet, the most outspoken source of human free will known to mankind. If those behind the scenes don't like or appreciate what you have to say, they be ready to lock you away or shut you down. They want you to be always dumbfounded in your education, in your curiosity, in your thirst to expand your mind. Thoughts broken. They wanted you to never be outspoken. They step on all guidelines leading up to being mind-provoking. Although thoughts in the human mind are unlimited, unchained, absorbed and ministered, life is one hell of a teacher. Your brain, the chalkboard, always ready to absorb the negative, the lows, all your woes, leading up to inspiration, reversing all your blows. You're trying to let go. They bring you back in. Those who remain faceless, cowardly, going to the extreme to deprive you of free thought and motivation. They really hate that you can be patient, learning from every experience that you go through or witness. Can I ask you something? Are you hearing this? This is not a game. This is not my pleasure. I fed off a moment of seeing something I seen, something I felt, just to pass it on to you, believe me or not. But truth will always come if you figure it out or not. In this world, no, in this country, eventually you will get your answer. That's that piece from DSR.
Murder, She Wrote. see you there standing in the rain, contemplating your day. I know the sunshine isn't out and your future looks dark and gray, but once you close your eyes tonight, you will see tomorrow's sun shines bright. So pray with all your might that you will be strong enough to hold your baby tight. Know that God makes no mistakes and that a baby is your gift to take, so hold on tight. Don't slip in the rain. Don't fight the urge to rock him to sleep. For this baby is yours to keep, not forever, mind you, only yours for a little while. Don't bend your smile. See, he gives us children temporarily so that we can mold them and teach them to grow. So show him the way to be. I know your life has been hard and you may not know the way, but trust me when I say that this book will guide your way. Ask God to help you raise your child. Carry him with you no matter where you go. See, it's okay that you're still a little girl, and I know you think your life is out of control and spinning like a tilt-a-whirl, but pray to your Savior, and he will light your way in a world so dark. I know you're full of dismay, so let these candles I am giving you light the way. See, these 9 months are going to fly by, so don't blink. Just embrace the time you have. He will grow, and that will make you sad, but when that baby looks up at you, you will forget the world and all its gray skies. When you sing your baby lullabies, listen to those sweet baby cries, because life will move on the way it does, and these days will only be memories. You won't remember them exactly the same, but you will always be glad you had them. I know right now you feel like you're committed some mortal sin, but God is the only one who can judge you. So smile. Don't be so blue. Because if you pray to him, God will guide you in the right direction, and he will tell you what to do. So, my sweet angel, go out in the world. Make a life for you and your baby. Keep the faith. Move with grace. And go be the best mother that God intended you to be. When you need me, I will always be right here. But you can do this and be great. Keep Jesus close to you and hold your baby close. Pray hard, love long, while you sing your baby to sleep with your very own special song. In peace.
Stan Phillips, Wonder. Said I wasn't ready to be anybody's daddy. No time for that in my plans. Not wanting to deal with those demands. Talked her into ending this. Said within time won't be missed. After, couldn't look her in the eyes. Saw her love and soul had died inside. Now I'm alone, lost them both, still haunted by my decision's ghost. Now each time when a child laughs while out at play, I wonder if mine would have sounded like this, given chance to see a birthday. In peace.
Dan, that was an awesome Make a Difference round. What did you think?
I think that we were honestly blessed because no feedback, clean, beautiful, and everybody brought it.
Absolutely.
Everybody brought it.
Everybody did bring it tonight. And for the new callers that we had tonight, I wanted to appreciate them as well, because we did have a couple of callers that it was their first time calling tonight, or at least speaking tonight. So I appreciate that as well.
Yes, and for those that did call in and shared a piece of the pain that they had been through, thank you for your courage.
Absolutely. So we want to just give our thanks to each and every one of you that called in tonight. Again, we're the Hurt Locker, Murder, She Wrote, and Stan Phillips. And we're going to be here every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern with a different topic every week. So we just ask that you guys go to blogtalkradio.com or either call in at 319-527-6300 and press 1 to talk. Again, every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And we want to give thanks to Epiphany Radio. And to close us out, I am bringing Van for a word of prayer.
Good evening, Hurt Locker family.
Van?
Good evening.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How y'all doing?
Great. How'd you like the show?
Phenomenal show. Difficult topic for most, even for those that listen. I can hear it through a lot of the pieces, but it was an amazing show, and it has to be discussed, it has to be talked about. One thing that I have to agree with you on is an individual's decision, not politics. And yes, that is life. So, but yeah. Wonderful show. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
And I cannot
And
I can't thank for real enough for this format.
Absolutely.
Now,
thank you for calling in, and I know that you have a word of prayer for us tonight.
Absolutely. If everyone would go to the throne room with me. Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord God, we thank you for the opportunity to come before your presence, Lord God. Father God, we want to lift up a special prayer for everyone that has come through, that has expressed some form of hurt, some form of pain around this topic: abortion, teenage abortion, pregnancy. Father God, you know each and every one of us intricately. You know the number of hairs on our heads or the lack thereof. But Father God, it is you who created life. And as one of the callers said, God does not make mistakes. And we believe that you have not made any mistakes. So, Father, we hope that even though that this is poetry, Lord God, that some form of healing has taken place. And if it's not right now, if it's not immediate, Lord God, then it is to come. Because, Father God, you are the ultimate healer. And if they stay close to Jesus, yes, stay close to Jesus, he will comfort us all. Father God, we love you. We praise you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, Ben. And thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much for that.
It's my pleasure.
All right. So that is the end of our show tonight. So we just want to say thank you once again to everyone who called in tonight. And I'm going to close us out in a song. So you guys have a great night, okay?
And thank you all for sharing.
Yes, thank you so much.
Epiphany Radio, the Real Entertainment Network, presents poetry in all different genres and formats. Sunday night is the Inspiration Factory with your host, Paul Sampson, a.k.a. Divine Inspiration, co-hosted by Van Meadows, a.k.a. Poetic, Chantel Archibald, a.k.a. Infinite Myasia, 9 p.m. And And then on Monday nights we have the Get Down with the Dirty Duo, Van Meadows and Akil Ali, the Just Us League, and guess what? You, the Epiphany guest poet host. Monday nights at 9 p.m. Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. we have the Hurt Locker coming at you with Murder, She Wrote, and Stan The Man Phillips, Poetry and Pain. We call this Poetic Therapy, y'all. Tune in for the Hurt Locker. And then on Wednesday nights we have the Epiphany Radio Spotlight with your hosts Akil Ali, Lady Inkwell, and Mrs. Jones. You don't want to miss these hot features, the hottest features around being spotlighted. Tune in Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Hey, y'all, that Thursday, it's your boy For Real the Poets with the Neo Soul Cafe in the midday, getting your lunch hour just right. Thursdays at 1 p.m. Tune in and listen to some of the best artists in Neo Soul Cafe. Then on Friday, hey, Friday, we got Let's Talk About It with your host Van Meadows, a.k.a. Poetic, where we're doing date night differently. Poetry, music, relationship topics. Listen, come through and take your socks off. And then we're going to close out the week, y'all. Hey, we're going to close out the week with Stacy Foxfire Bryant and Poetry Madness. Listen, 9 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Take your socks off.
This is Epiphany Radio.
You are now in the hands of Epiphany Radio, baby.
Think of younger days when I lived for my life was everything a man could want to do. I could never see tomorrow. I was never told about the sorrow, and how can you mend a broken heart? How can you stop the rain from falling down? Tell me how can you stop? Oh, sun shining. What makes the world go round? And how can you mend this broken man? Can I lose or ever win? Somebody please help me mend my broken heart and let me live again. La 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 la. Still feel the breeze that rustles through the trees and misty memories of days gone but we could never see tomorrow. Would you believe that no one ever told us about the sorrow? So how can we live a broken heart? And mine is, how can you stop the rain from falling down? Stop that old sun from shining. What makes the world go round? And sometimes I have to say, I just wanna live again, baby. How can you mend this broken man? Yeah. Somebody tell me, how can a loser ever win? Baby, help me mend my whole broken heart. I think I believe I feel like I feel like I wanna live again. How can you mend this broken heart? Somebody please tell me, how can you stop the rain from falling down? Although my clothes are all wet, tell me.